everybody, and welcome to my channel. I'm here with some friends for an all-expenses-paid family trip. We're gonna have so much fun together. You know what? I think we're gonna start the day off by going to a local popular tourist attraction. This place is really cool. I don't know if you've been here before, but basically they're these little boats that take you around, and then they feed giraffes from these little platforms that are sticking out of the water. It's actually really cool. You can get up close and personal with them, and the giraffes are huge. There's like a little gift shop over there too, and they have all sorts of different merchandise. So yeah, let's go check it out. We arrived at the giraffe feeding boat ride at 10 a.m. sharp when it opened. We got tickets, and then we headed straight to the docks where our boat would be departing from. Our guide was a very nice gentleman in his 70s. He seemed very experienced working here. Our boat had maybe 10 or so seats available, and we were the only people who had shown up. So we got to pick any seat we wanted. The man asked us if we wanted to feed the giraffes or just watch them being fed. But most of us chose to do both. He said he'd drive us closer to the giraffes so we could get better pictures. And then we started moving. As we were waiting for the other people to show up, I noticed that there were hundreds of empty chairs sitting on the dock. It seemed like this place was gonna be a bust. But I didn't say anything. I decided I was just gonna enjoy the ride. Now we started moving away from the dock and heading down the river. And we continued passing by dozens of empty chairs. Some of them had food on them, which meant those people had already given up. There were also tons of garbage cans along the way, meaning people had probably been leaving early because they were disgusted. The man stopped the boat and pointed to the left. "There are the giraffes," he said excitedly. "Now you can feed them." We all pulled out our bags of leaves and started throwing them towards the giraffes. They ate them out of our hands, and it felt good to give back to nature. We watched them for a few minutes, and then we turned back around and headed towards home. As we were passing by the gift shop, I told the man how much I liked their merchandise, and he told me to wait until I saw what they had inside. He drove us right up to the door, and then he said, "All right, now you can come inside." We thanked him and went into the shop. They had all kinds of cool things in there, including a plush giraffe, sunglasses, keychains, magnets, hats, t-shirts, bags, coffee mugs, socks, toys, games, books, jewelry, watches, wallets, belts, shoes, pants, dresses, shirts, coats, gloves, scarves, candy, snacks, drinks, and souvenirs. I must admit some of it was pretty cool. I picked up the plush giraffe and gave it a squeeze. "So cute," I said. Then I looked around the room again and noticed something strange. All of the merchandise was identical to what we had seen at the gift shop outside. Everything was exactly the same. The store was filled with the same stuff as the outside store. There was nothing new, nothing different, nothing unique. I mean, even the layout of the store was identical to the outside store. There was no difference whatsoever. It was like a mirror image of the other store. The woman behind the counter asked us if we needed any help finding anything. "Nope, we're just looking around," I replied. She nodded and went back to texting on her phone. I picked up the giraffe toy and examined it closely. "Do you know how much this costs?" I asked the woman. She glanced up from her phone briefly and said, "That'll be $14, please." "What?" I said, startled. "You want $14 for this piece of junk? No way." She shrugged her shoulders. "Well, that's the price." "No, thanks," I replied. I walked past her and out the door without paying. I heard her yell, "Hey, come back here. You didn't pay for that." But I kept walking. I wasn't about to let some rude woman ruin my day. We headed back to the hotel to relax for a while. We unpacked our bags, and then we ordered room service. While we were eating, we talked about everything we were gonna do for the rest of our vacation. We agreed that we would visit the city's famous custard factory. This place makes delicious frozen treats from fresh local ingredients. They use real Wisconsin dairy and serve up waffle cones filled with tasty goodness. I couldn't wait to try it out. After lunch, we took the kids to a nearby park to play. There were swings, slides, and lots of open space for running around. We stayed there for a couple of hours, and then we headed back to the hotel. We needed a break from all the excitement. In the afternoon, we decided to do something crazy, something that would make our trip unforgettable, something big, something bold. Something that would leave us with memories that would last a lifetime. That's right, we bought tickets for the world's largest indoor bouncy house. It was massive, spanning thousands of square feet. The kids were gonna have a blast here. My wife and I were excited to see them having so much fun. But then it happened. The popcorn machine went crazy. It exploded into a million pieces, and popcorn was flying everywhere. The whole room was flooded with popcorn. We were buried in a mountain of popcorn. It was so much popcorn that we couldn't move. We were trapped inside the room. The kids were crying. My wife was screaming. I was panicking. What were we gonna do? How were we gonna get out of this mess? I mean, literally, how were we gonna get out of this mess? Then, suddenly, a hero emerged from the crowd. A young girl with blonde hair and pigtails stepped forward. She had a determined look on her face, and she was holding a shovel. "Don't worry, everyone," she said bravely. "I've got this." And with that, she started digging. She moved the popcorn aside and revealed a small opening. "Go through there," she said to us. "It will lead you to the emergency exit." We thanked her and we crawled through the opening. One by one, we made it out of the room and into the fresh air. We were shaken, but grateful to be alive. We thanked the girl for saving us, and we promised to never forget her heroism. As we walked away, we looked back at the bouncy house and we saw that it was closed off with police tape. An investigation was underway to determine what had caused the popcorn machine to malfunction. We decided to make the best of our situation, and we spent the rest of our vacation exploring the city. We visited museums, parks, restaurants, and shops. We rode the Ferris wheel, played mini golf, and went bowling. We rented a boat and went fishing. We had a blast. And when we got home, we told everyone about our crazy adventure. The kids were still talking about the giant bouncy house and the heroic girl with the pigtails. And as for me, well, I was just glad to be alive. Thank you for watching my story. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I have lots more stories to tell you. And if you'd like to support my work, you can do so through the link in the description below. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.